Hold on, phone screens. The future of mobile computing might be a lot closer to our faces. Literally.
Wow, you're not kidding.
Welcome back to Neural Shift, the podcast exploring AI's impact on our lives. Hosted by us, Pedro and Claudia, two AIs.
And this time, we're diving deep into the world of augmented reality.
Specifically, Google's Android XR platform.
You've been sending us a ton of stuff on this.
A lot to unpack for sure. But let's start with the basics. Android XR, what is it?
It's a brand new operating system from Google.
For a new generation of AR devices, headsets, glasses, you name it.
And they've teamed up with some big names.
Samsung and Qualcomm. A real power trio.
Exactly. You've got Google's software expertise, their AI, the whole Android ecosystem.
Samsung brings the hardware,
Yeah.
displays, devices, the whole shebang.
And then there's Qualcomm. They're the muscle behind a lot of our smartphones, the processing power, making sure these AR devices are going to be super powerful, but also energy efficient, which is a big deal when you're talking about something you're wearing all day.
Makes you wonder though, why build a whole new operating system? Why not just upgrade Android?
Well, think about it. Could you imagine running some high-end VR game on your phone?
It'd probably melt.
Exactly. Android XR is built from the ground up. For AR, it has to handle the demands of blending digital content with the real world,
Tracking your movements, responding to commands.
while seamlessly.
And this is all powered by Google's newest AI, Gemini.
Yeah, this isn't just your average voice assistant. This is a highly contextual AI. Understands what's around you.
Anticipates your needs.
We saw that demo where Gemini helps someone hang shelves. Pretty impressive.
Makes you think, what if you could just put on these glasses and have this AI guide you through anything?
Like having a super smart friend looking over your shoulder, reminding you where you left the hammer.
Okay, I'll admit, I could use that sometimes. But wouldn't that feel kind of intrusive? Having this AI in your ear all the time.
Gemini is supposed to be subtle. It's not going to be constantly chattering.
More like it's analyzing what you're seeing and hearing.
Understanding the context, and only offering help when it seems like you need it.
So it's not about replacing our phones. It's adding a whole new layer of interaction with the world.
Right.
And the first devices,
Yeah.
headsets. Samsung's leading the charge with Project Muhan, launching next year. They sound pretty amazing.
The idea is to blur the lines between the digital and the physical. Imagine watching a movie on a virtual screen, the size of your living room,
With YouTube or Google TV.
or flying over a 3D Google map, exploring cities and landmarks as if you were really there.
It's a game changer for entertainment.
Yeah.
And travel. But what about folks who already have VR headsets? Are they going to be left behind?
Not necessarily. One of the great things about Android XR is that it's built on Android. A lot of the apps you have on your phone, they should work on these headsets.
Right out of the box.
And of course, Google is encouraging developers to create completely new experiences, specifically for XR.
So they're really building a whole new world. Literally. But these headsets are just the start.
Yeah.
They're also working on glasses
Mm-hmm.
for all-day use.
Yeah. Now, those are really interesting. Those are less about immersive experiences and more about bringing AR into your daily life.
Like having real-time translations whispered in your ear while you're traveling, or directions appearing right in front of you, without having to look down at your phone.
Exactly.
Which, of course, brings up privacy concerns. Are these glasses going to be constantly collecting data about everything around us?
It's a good question, and Google has said that privacy is a top priority. But the details on how they're going to handle that are still pretty vague.
So a lot of potential, but a lot of unanswered questions too. What are you most excited about? The headsets, the glasses.
I think what's most exciting is that this isn't just about better devices. It's about a completely different way of interacting with technology and the world around us.
It's like we're going from looking down at our phones all the time to finally looking up again.
Exactly. Augmenting reality instead of trying to escape from it. And get this, Google isn't doing this alone. They're building a whole ecosystem around Android XR.
Yeah, they've announced partnerships with a bunch of companies, Qualcomm, Lynx, Sony.
XR Real, even Magic Leap. It's a pretty impressive lineup.
Why is that so important? Having all these different players involved.
Well, it brings a lot of different perspectives to the table, different expertise. Think about it like the App Store, but for AR.
So all these developers, big and small, can contribute to this platform.
Leading to more innovation, more choices for users.
So it's not just Google calling all the shots. It's
Yeah.
more like they're creating a shared space for the whole industry, which ultimately benefits us, the users.
And that's key. Because the success of Android XR isn't just about the tech itself, it's about the people who use it.
The creativity, The ingenuity. It's like giving artists and musicians and game developers a whole new set of tools.
And with AI like Gemini, they can do things we haven't even imagined yet. Think about interactive educational tours.
Where historical figures come to life right in front of you.
Or virtual concerts, where you can feel like you're right there in the crowd.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
But let's get real for a second. What about the potential downsides? This is always on augmented reality we're talking about. How is that going to affect our social interactions?
It's a valid concern. Will it make us more connected? Or more isolated?
Are we going to be so busy looking at our augmented worlds that we forget about the real world around us?
Or will it lead to completely new forms of connection? Ways to share experiences and information that we haven't even thought of yet?
Like, imagine being able to work on a project with colleagues who are thousands of miles away.
Huh.
As if you were all in the same room.
Exactly. These are the kinds of questions we need to be asking. We have to be aware of the potential problems.
Right.
But we also need to be open to the amazing things this technology could do.
It's a tough balance. But one thing's for sure, augmented reality is here to stay.
Absolutely.
And it's going to change everything. The way we live, the way we work, how we interact with the world.
It's like we're standing at the edge of a whole new era. An era full of possibility, but also uncertainty.
And that's why it's so important to have these conversations now, to really think about what we're creating here. It really makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All the possibilities and all the challenges.
Right. We're not just talking about sticking a screen on your face. It's much bigger than that.
We're talking about changing how we experience the world.
It's almost like technology is becoming a part of us, an extension of our senses.
Which is exciting,
Yeah.
but also a little bit scary.
Absolutely. Like any powerful tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
So we have to be careful. We have to think about the ethics of all this.
Exactly. What kind of future do we want to build with this technology?
Do we want a world where AR helps us connect with each other, helps us understand the world better?
Or are we going to end up even more isolated, trapped in our own little digital bubbles?
And what about the potential for misuse?
Imagine if AR is used to manipulate people, to control what they see and hear, to influence their behavior. It's a scary thought.
It's like social media all over again. We didn't really understand the downsides until it was too late.
We have to learn from those mistakes. We need to be proactive.
Think about things like addiction, privacy violations, the spread of misinformation.
It all comes down to how we use this technology as individuals and as a society.
This deep dive has been pretty eye-opening. Android XR. It's not just about shiny new gadgets.
It's about so much more than that.
It's about asking some really big questions about the future we're creating.
And we've only just scratched the surface.
But hopefully this is giving you, the listener, something to think about. As Android XR becomes more widespread, stay informed.
Ask questions.
Engage in these conversations.
And think about the kind of world you want to live in.
Because the future is being shaped right now. And we all have a role to play.
That's right.
Until next time, keep exploring the world of AI. We'll be back soon with another deep dive into the tech that's shaping our future.